What's it all about, Dominic? What you just described. I mean, in the previous generation, you might have been described as an exhibitionist. In this generation, we might ask the question, why should we care about all this information about you? But perhaps more to the point, why don't you care that your whole private life is available for everyone to examine at the drop of a poke?
It's a good question. I would say really that there are major benefits that I've accrued from this lifestyle, actually. I mean, in terms of my business itself, I've actually gained work through living this way. I'm the kind of person who tends to try and live a very honest lifestyle, offline as well as online, as I said. And I really feel that this just gives an opportunity for people to actually try and break down some of the traditional barriers that we've had, both in the work life and at home, where people feel compelled to live in quite a structured, compartmentalised way. Everyone goes to work and acts, essentially. And that's something that I've railed against for the 7 years that I've been in the workforce, because I don't feel that I have to be a different person at work to the one I am at home. I have no problem with people knowing who I am and looking at whatever they wish about me.
Can you not conceive of any point in your life when you're young, you're idealistic, you're pure? Can you not think of any moment in your life when actually you would not want to be so frank and open and continuously updating about what's going on for you?
Absolutely, I'm sure I will. But it's a very strange thing. It's like any other addiction, I would say. You don't realise you're in it until you're trapped, and there's no way out in many ways, which I'm sure is the answer that some of you want to hear in some respects, but it is actually true. I now recognise that it's very unlikely I will be a politician as a result of what I put online.
How trivial do your Twitterings get? I mean, do you sort of Twitter that I've just had a really awful ham sandwich, never go to Pret a Manger again, or is it sort of more profound things?
Both, absolutely both. I'd say the majority are probably inane and pointless.
But if they're pointless, what's the point?
Well, Twitter itself is actually mostly used by freelancers and a lot of people who work at home as well, for instance. And it almost becomes an online office. It's as if you're in that kind of environment quite often, and it's quite good at connecting you with people in that way. If you're in an office, I have to admit, since I've been back at Barnet Council, I've used Twitter a hell of a lot less because I have people around me to have inane conversations with. But whilst I'm at home, I have Twitter.
Claire?
One of the great historical gains has been that people have been able to move away from twitching curtains and everybody knowing everything about them to the anonymity of the city. And you seem to be replicating village life and the village idiot, if you don't mind me saying so. And what's more, it's trying to promote it as though, this makes you an honest, authentic person. So I just wondered if you could recognise that possibly you're losing something by removing from your own life the possibility of growing up quietly and secretly rather than doing it in front of the rest of us.
I have to say, I don't know who would really care about the vast majority of the content that I create. I
understand that. So in a way that seems to me to be so demeaning to yourself, though. I mean, partly public personas and public respect, and people wanted to know about public figures because they were interesting. You're actually telling us that you're going to put into the public realm things which are of absolutely no interest even to you. You're just telling us they're trivial. It just seems a bit insulting to yourself.
Answer in Twitter form.
Without being abusive. Peer pressure.
Be abusive. If you can be abusive, I'm used to it, yeah.
I honestly don't have an answer. I mean, you're probably right in many respects, and I don't have an answer in that respect. It is, in many ways, it's micro-celebrity, and it is entirely a reflection of the modern world, and I'm a modern product, I guess. So.
OK, brilliant. Can you all thank Dominic Campbell?